Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Catherine, your host. Good morning to the leader in you. We are back for another edition just to inspire, to motivate, to encourage you to continue to push forward in your leadership capacity. Listen, we know sometimes that as we are building our businesses, or whether it's a for-profit or a nonprofit, that there sometimes can be challenges presented to you. But I say to you, every time that you are presented with a challenge, push forward, push that much harder. Sometimes you need to take a pause to re-strategize, to rethink the plan, and that's perfectly okay. But what you cannot do is give up. You cannot give in. You cannot cower down to the pressure that is upon you. One of the things that we all have to do, you and I, is re-examine our situation and put a new game plan together. To do what? To execute. To execute to a level of excellency that will surpass any hindrances that's trying to come our way, right? Because at the end of the day, to build us as a leader, we're going to have some level of turbulence. We're going to have some level of, challenges that's presented to us. And that is to build, once again, our mental muscle. How we build our mental muscle has everything to do with our end results that we're going to see. Because if our mind is weak and we cannot take the pressure, we will never be able to go through the challenging moment to get to the other side of success, whatever success means to you. Everybody's level of success is different. Everybody's level of success, even financially, where you want to go is different. But I say to you, if you don't go through it, where will you be? How will your mind stretch? We have to have our mind to be stretched to another level. And a lot of times we also have to be mindful of what are our surroundings, what's around us, what's feeding us. What are we watching? What are we listening to? What are we taking in to feed us as a leader, to help us cultivate our leadership capability so we can grow to the next level? Listen, we're 1 week away from September. We're going to be flowing into fall before we can bat our eye. What are we going to do different in the month of September? What goals are we going to accomplish in September that we did not cross off the list in August? Now, we still have several days left of August, so make no mistake about it. You still have time to knock out several goals. I have my hand up as well saying, you know what? I still have some things I want to check off my list before this month ends. And you can do the same thing. There's still time. I think the thing that we psych ourselves out to believe is that we don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have time. You ever heard a person say, I don't have time. I don't have time. We can create the time that we need. When we create the time that we need to do what it is we want to do, inching towards a level of success, inching towards our goal, that's what it's about. We have to sometimes restructure and reprioritize our schedule. Sometimes we have things in our schedule that's just busy work. It's not leading to anything that is productive. I want you to look at your schedule over the next 7 days before September 1st hits. And I want you to analyze, what are you doing that's just busy work? And what are you doing that's productive, that's leading you towards your goals? This next 7 days, I need you to take a step back and pause for a second. Analyze your situation, analyze your schedule, and see what you need to change for the month of September. In the month of September, we don't have the luxury of just wallowing in self-pity if there are certain things that occurred in our life and we're still struggling over those things. Look, I get it. I've been through so many things in my life, personally, professionally, but I cannot allow those things to keep me down. I cannot allow those things to deter my goals. I cannot allow those things to hinder my focus of moving forward. I ask you, what are you allowing to hinder your focus from moving forward? What are those things? And sometimes we don't want to, either A, don't want to recognize the reality of what's really going on in our space. Sometimes it's hard for us to look at the reality. Let's talk about that for a second. Sometimes it's just flat out hard to look at the reality of what is. Therefore, when we don't look at the reality of what is, we constantly stay in a state of dream mode. We're dreaming, not in the reality. We're dreaming in a false perception of what we think is really going on, but it's not actual. It's not factual. It's not reality. We've just conjured up a story in our own head to help cope. We all have different coping mechanisms to deal with blows of life, to deal with the challenges of life. But I'm calling everyone out of the place of just dreaming and come into your reality. See things for what it is. Sometimes it's going to hurt. That's absolutely true. But you need to see it for what it is, embrace it for what it is, put a game plan together, and then move forward. Don't allow anything to hinder you. That is my word today. That is my, I guess you can say, moment of inspiration that I'm trying to convey to everyone listening now or listening to the replay. Continue to move forward. Don't stay stuck. Again, you have 7 days left of August. What are you going to do with this last 7 days? And how will you use these 7 days to prepare you to thrust into September? September 1st is next week, guys. What are we going to do different? What are we going to do different? How are we going to close out 2020? You know, there's so many things going on, yes, with COVID-19, and I know some businesses are still affected by it. Families are affected by it. But how do we use this pandemic, and how do we weather the storm and still come out on top? That's the question. You know, I know a lot of people, I still hear people saying, I can't wait till things get back to normal. Well, what is normal? And was your normal even working for you before COVID-19 hit? Was your normal even working? Was it predicting for things? And we're waiting for something to say, oh, I'm just waiting for it to be normal. But again, what is normal? And was your normal working for you? I want you to think about that. I'm going to pause for a second. I want you to think about that. Was your normal working for you? Well, I tell you, I don't want things to be normal. I want things to be, I don't want things to manifest into what it should look like for the month of September. I don't want to dwell in the past. I don't want to dwell in whatever my normal was. I want to increase my level of capacity and grow to the next level of where I need to be. Right? Professionally, personally, as a leader. And that's what we all should be striving for. Growing to the next level. Not staying stuck in the place of normacy. When we stay stuck in the place of normacy, we don't move forward. There's nothing moving. There's nothing fluid. Think about a pond of water or a stream of water. If the water wasn't moving, it would be stagnant and it would leave a very bad stench. If you were standing by that stream of water that was not moving, that was stagnant, it creates a bad odor because there's no movement. And so I say to you, without movement, it will leave a stench in your business operation. It will leave a stench in your organization, even your growth as a leader. Listen, this is a time during this pandemic that's going to make us or break us. Are we either going to rise to the occasion, or are we just going to keep saying, I can't wait to get back to normal? Again, I asked you the question, what was your normal, and was your normal working for you? We have to step out of our comfort zone and we have to rise to the occasion. We cannot allow situations to bind us, to hold us back, to keep us in a state of hiatus. Right? We have to continue to move forward. And as we move forward, one of the things we have to do is continue to make a plan for ourselves, to continue to make a strategy for ourselves. Sometimes many of us haven't even reviewed our business plan. I asked you, when was the last time you reviewed your business model? When was the last time you reviewed the business model? So that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing personally this week over the next 7 days is reviewing my business model. If you need assistance with that, some of you may or may not know I've been in business consulting other businesses since 2007. Send me an email, ct@catherinetrotter.com. Go to my website, catherinetrotter.com. Again, that's CATHERINE. Follow me on my social media pages. Instagram is CTR Strategy Solutions, as well as my Facebook is CTR Strategy Solutions. Follow me on Twitter at C Speaks Official. I just want to encourage everyone, don't allow anything to hinder you. Don't allow anything to stop you. Again, as I get ready to wind down this moment, I just want to ask you again, what was your normal looking like before COVID-19? And was that normal working for you? And some may say, yes, it was working. Okay. You were hitting your goals. To what capacity was you hitting your goals? And some may say, well, it wasn't working for me. So why do we dwell on what wasn't working? We have to move forward into our next place of destiny. Listen, guys, I'm getting ready to chime off for this morning. Please plug in next week. And we're going to be doing some new things in the month of September. Follow me on Instagram. Once again, that's CTR Strategy Solutions. Starting in September on Tuesday mornings after our podcast at 9 a.m., we will be going live on our Instagram page with leaders on a weekly basis. So you want to plug in, you want to be a part of that, you want to tune in. Once again, I'm going to see everybody at the top.